Welcome to my Vision News, another video for you. Firstly, an Eritrean journalist has been put in prison. A few days ago, he was arrested. Who is he? It is being reported mainly by Eritrean opposition news outlets. Secondly, World Food Program, ICRC today reported about new deliveries of aid to Tigray. Where did this aid arrive in Tigray? And WFP talked about smooth clearance as well. Is World Food Program facing any resistance from Ethiopian federal government regarding clearance of its convoys for their movement towards Tigray? Thirdly, East Valaga zone of Oromia, Kiremu is a town in East Valaga where fighting erupted between local ethnic Amharas and Oromia government forces today. And lastly, Temesgen Desalegn, Ethiopian journalist who remained in prison for several months, is out of prison. 2 days ago, I shared his pictures with his family. Several notables from the Amhara region held meetings with the Temesgen. Those people who represent hardliner Amhara group in Amhara region, they held meetings with Temesgen Desalegn. Details for you. Firstly, viewers, Eritrea, where human rights organizations say there is no press freedom and limited freedom to practice religion, no vibrant civil society, no independent media, just one one TV station, one radio station, and controlled by the government, one newspaper. People say, Sajid, you are critical of Eritrean government. You're hateful towards Eritrea. No, I don't hate Eritrea. I don't hate Eritrean president, Eritrean government. No. I just quote facts. I share facts with you. We're not against anyone. But we only speak for the people. Those who don't have a voice in Eritrea, those who are facing problems, hardships, if we receive information about them, whether in Eritrea, Tigray, Ethiopia, we speak. That is what the purpose of making these videos is, that we share facts with you. We're not supporting anyone, we're not against anyone. An Eritrean journalist was arrested a few days ago, and he was working for Eritrean national television, Eri TV. His name is Isaac Mehari. A few days ago, he was arrested. Why? Because his son was missing. His son was due to report at a military training institution, but he did not. He went missing. He went in hiding. That is why Mehari was arrested. Reportedly, his family was expelled from its house too. This is a common practice in Eritrea. I talk to people who have been in Eritrea, and they confirm that those families whose youth do not report at training centers, military training centers, entire families have to suffer. Sometimes they lose their property, sometimes they're arrested. The purpose is that the youth must report at the training centers where their turn is due for training, for deployment. So reportedly, Isaac Mehari is still in prison. Secondly, Tigray, where World Food Program and ICRC today released separate statements confirming deliveries of aid to two places, Mekelle and Shire, In Mekelle, some aid trucks have arrived. In Shire, in Mekelle, two fuel tankers arrived as well. Tigray regional government, aid organizations in Tigray, they've been facing fuel shortage. Without fuel, aid cannot be sent to far off areas, rural areas. So two fuel tankers arrived in Mekelle, Tigray's capital today, and 20 tons of food aid will be distributed by ICRC and Ethio Red Cross in Shire. In Shire, by air aid is also arriving. ICRC confirmed by air arrival of aid in Shire. Gradually, delivery of aid to Tigray is speeding up, but a lot needs to be done. WFP today said that it was ready to deliver aid on daily basis. Last sentence very important. It said that it hopes for smooth clearance. Why did WFP say that? It seems there are some clearance issues being faced by World Food Programme convoys. Otherwise, there was no need of saying that WFP was hoping for smooth clearance. We saw that last year as well, that when Tigray forces were in Amhara far regions, back then Ethiopian government accused aid organizations of backing TPLF. Aid organizations, their workers faced harassment at airports, they faced humiliating behavior, and at checkpoints, clearance remained delayed. Sometimes it would take days. So that was the problem which was faced last year by aid agencies in Tigray. So far, no such report, but WFP's today's statement indicates there are some clearance issues. Otherwise, there was no need of saying that WFP was hoping for smooth clearance. Thirdly, viewers, Valega, East Valega, Kiremu is a town in East Valega. Ethnic Amharas live in large numbers in Kiremu. And reportedly, fighting erupted between ethnic Amharas and Oromia government forces in Kiremu today. Several were injured. Several ethnic Amharas were arrested by government forces and they were taken to Nakamte. Some were stopped by locals when they were being taken to Nakamte, and government forces released them. But some were taken to Nakamte. What happened there? It's not clear. Reportedly, ethnic Amharas are armed in Kiremu. Why? Because in the past, Wale has carried out some attacks in Kiremu. So, ethnic Amharas, local groups are armed. Reportedly, government forces tried to disarm them. That led to fighting in Kiremu. Some casualties are being reported too in Kiremu. Lastly was Temesgen Desalegn, a veteran Ethiopian journalist who was released from prison 3 days ago, has been seen with some notables of the Amhara region. General Tafira Mamu visited Temesgen Desalegn, congratulated him on his release. Tafira Mamu also remained in prison, I think last year. This year, not last year, because last year he was removed from his position as Amhara Special Force Chief. This year he was put in prison. Better was released. Colonel Mekelle Shire also visited Temesgen Desalegn. Mekelle Shire, staunch supporter of Volkayet being part of the Amhara region. Deputy Administrator of Volkayet, Humra Sagede, was seen with Temesgen Desalegn. Temesgen Desalegn, Mekelle Shire, Tafira Mamu, Gobuzet Sisse, and several others constitute a group in the Amhara region, which represents hardliner ideology in the region. This group is extremely critical of TPLF, critical of Ethiopian federal government too. It's not that these people have formed a group, but they are in touch because their ideologies are same when it comes to the views about TPLF, about OLA, about Ethiopian federal government. Especially their views about TPLF, OLA are the same. And that is why all members of this group came under crackdown. Several are still in prison. Gobze Sisse arrested twice, Temesgen Desalegn arrested once, Tafira Mamu was arrested too. Colonel Demakazadu has not been arrested so far. But if Ethiopian government forces tell Amhara forces to leave Volkait, we could see tension between Colonel Demakazadu and Ethiopian federal government too.